In this video, let's look at some things pertaining to the creating an HTML document assignment. Before you do anything much in HTML, I really recommend that students download and install a third-party program called Notepad++ onto your computer. That'll be different from Notepad that comes with Microsoft Windows. With Notepad, it's not going to color code your HTML code or give you any help as far as with your elements. It's just strictly black and white, and it's not going to give you any fancy editing features at all. So, as opposed to Windows Notepad, we're going to use this link to download Notepad++. So let's give it a try. When you download software, make sure that you remember where you saved it. Most of the time it's going to put it in your downloads folder, and remember that if your browser does not stop to ask where to save it, if you're using Firefox, you can click this button and go to Options, and then click Always Ask You Where to Save Files. So in this case, we're going to click Download and Save File, and I'm going to put it in Downloads. The current version today seems to be 7.5, although it seems to change every few weeks. Sometimes it may ask you if you want to update it, and you can do that as well. Let's try this again. Okay, it seems to be downloading now. In Firefox, you can see which files are downloading by looking at this blue arrow in the upper right corner. So I see it's finished downloading, so I'm going to click on it. And this particular computer that I'm using does not already have Notepad++, so I needed to install it anyhow. I'm going to choose my language. Click Next. I agree. Next. You can accept these defaults and click Next. And then Install. It's nice because it doesn't take long to download and to install, and it doesn't put a lot of extra junk on your computer. I'm going to go ahead and run it. Click Finish. And then there's our Notepad++ that we see in the title bar. This change.log, we can close that, and then it gives us a new file. So when you're first getting started in your book over on page 62, these are some of the things that they're going to have you do. They want you to go ahead and save the file even though you haven't typed in anything as about-me.html. What you want to do for that is click Save As, even though we haven't typed anything yet. Navigate to the place where you save all of your schoolwork. And here's a tricky place. You want to type in the name of the file, but you must change the Save As type. By default, Notepad++ tries to save everything as a text file. So you want to change that, and look at all these other file types here. We want to change that to hypertext markup language file so that your computer and Notepad++ and your browser will tell that this is a web page file, not just a regular text file. So here we go. I'm actually going to put a 1 or maybe a 2 after this one because I already have another one set up. So there we go. Now the way you're going to find that, if you were to close Notepad++, close this tab, and go to File Explorer, navigate to the location where you save your file. There it is right there. Notice that after I've installed Notepad++ and I right-click on the name of the file, there's an option here that wasn't there before that says Edit with Notepad++. So if I click that, that'll open it back up in Notepad++. Let me also show you some of the things that you're going to do on page 62. when you're first starting to do this section. We specify the document type so that your browser, when it attempts to render the page, it'll know what type of file it is. I'm going to make this a lot bigger. By the way, if you want to make your text bigger or smaller, hold down the control key with your left hand and then use your mouse wheel. If you have a mouse with a mouse wheel, use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out. It probably has it under view as well. Yeah, there's a zoom. And then we add an opening HTML tag, closing HTML tag. That signifies the very beginning and the very end of the web page. In between that, we type a head tag and then a closing head tag. And then an opening body tag and a closing body tag. Notice that when I click on any of these tags that have an opening and a closing tag, it highlights them in purple so that you can see a lot easier where certain containers begin and end. In the head element, we're going to press tab and put in a title. And you're going to use your name, a closing title tag, and then also in the head section, not to be confused with the header section, which you'll do later. Also in the head section, we have a meta tag, which provides data about the page itself. So for the author, that's going to be your name. Content will be your actual real name, and then a slash closing bracket, and there's our meta element. So at a minimum, after you complete page 62, this is what you'll end up with. You'll want to save it again. Notice I've already given it a file name, so I'm just going to click Save there, or I can click File, Save, or press Ctrl S. And then to preview it in Firefox or any other browser, I can click Run, Launch in Firefox. It opens a new tab. Notice there's no content here because there's nothing in the body section yet. And the About and then your name, that will show up in the tab of your browser window. So that did work. So as you type more things, or if you change things, click Save or Ctrl S, and then remember to see those changes, you'll go back to that same tab in your browser, and then click Reload. So when you're working with HTML, it'll be a constant switch between typing in Notepad++, saving your changes, and then going back to Firefox or whatever browser you're using and reloading the page. You can also press F5 to reload the page. So this should be enough to help you get started with Notepad++. Again, remember that when you're saving a new web page file and you go to save it, please make sure that you choose Hypertext Markup Language File so that it will correctly save it as an HTML file and not a regular text file. Let me know if you have any other questions.